Heyo everybody, Haku here with my live reaction or read-through for MARRIAGETOXIN chapter 97, and we finished off kind of the main action of the arc last time around. This arc has been incredible. I thought the past two chapters were really good, so I guess we're going to start getting into arc epilogue stuff, kind of finishing things out. I think I talked about it a little bit in last week's reaction, where I was like, I kind of think what's going to happen here with Ushio was that she's gonna move on with her life. She's gonna get what she wanted, which was for them to not interfere in her business so that she can just keep going on with her own business. I just think that's what's gonna happen with her. And as for the Fire Clan itself, will Haibei turn his act around? Will he step down? I kind of feel like he's not going to be the leader of the clan anymore after this defeat and stuff. Maybe I'm wrong. I feel like Haichi or Haibei or Heisei could take over. The thing with Heisei though is he has kind of like literally done nothing this arc, unless we get some big shift here in the finale where we're like, okay, no, he can lead because of this reason or that reason. He's a good guy because of this. We just haven't seen very much of it actually on panel. So we could get that, or we could have Haichi, and Haichi sort of changes the general idea and future, because I think we have had just a little bit more of her, but even then we haven't had that much, so I'm not sure. I don't think now that Ushio wins, Ushio is just going to take over. I don't think she's going to want to. I think she's just going to want to get back to her own business. But either way, with those predictions and guesses aside, I guess let's start reading with one last statement that Kinosaki may be the best. Kinosaki may be my favorite. Of course, I think harem route's the way to go. If I was in Geto's shoes, it would be hard to not say, well, I need to go harem route because I have to include Kinosaki somehow. But if I had to pick just one person and Kinosaki was off the table, then it would, I think, without any doubt be Ushio. Ushio, I think, as much as I love the other characters, is easily best girl, I think. Aside, of course, from Kinosaki, who I think, kind of counts. Sometimes, the copy pasta or whatever, sometimes it's like it takes a man to be best girl. So, yeah, I'd still say Kinosaki number one, waifu, obviously, and then Ushio solid number two, and then it's a gap before anyone else. As much as I love Arashiyama or Chinatsu, Akakura, I think it's a kind of gap between 1 and 2 and then the rest of them. So either way, let's get into reading. We have chapter 97, an overwhelming victory for Ushio, who has never stopped honing her skills. We see Haibei taken out. Even the top 5 families have to put appearances aside to survive. And we see Tonako, I always forget her name. You've holed yourselves up here and never battled it out with the strongest. You worry yourselves with etiquette and impressions. But Ushio's been out there fighting on the front lines. Okay, so what we're learning are the Fire Clan's a bunch of frauds. They put on the act, they call themselves, a fallen top 5 family or whatever. But when it comes down to it, the others are strong because they've been out here putting in the work, where Fire Clan has just been all pomp and circumstance, just all bravado, but no actual feats to back it up. But Ushio's been out there fighting on the front lines. There's no way you'd stand a chance against her. Their fall from the top 5 now makes perfect sense. They can hardly hold a candle to the top 5 family that I know of. She's praising you, says Kinosaki. Gah! You of all incurred the divine wrath of the great dragon. He gets back up. We see shock on Haichi's face. Unforgivable. Then Geto pulls out the syringes. Dragon. And then, very cute panel. If you've got time to cling to such beliefs, then you could have honed your skills instead. You could have been grinding. You could have been working out. That is, if you call yourselves specialists. Haichi-sama. What should we do from now on? And then we see her and Heisei. It's time for us to step down. We, the Kurokawa family of the Fire Clan, were once hailed as one of the top 3 oldest families in the specialist world, along with the Geto family of the Poison Clan and the Arima family of the Iron Clan. Okay, world building time. This is really good. And Geto is one of the oldest 3. Only if you're a fire user You're a true specialist. Such words of arrogance were even thrown around at the height of our glory. However, our family's only continued to decline in recent years. In an effort to maintain a semblance of dignity, we've resorted to threatening the ordinary citizens of neighboring areas, and this only casts a stronger shadow on our fading majesty. And is that the, So I guess he survived then. He didn't actually... I thought he was being, actually crucified, but I guess my guy survived it, the guy that was being burned and crucified. I'm pretty sure that's the taxi driver. In the end, the head of the clan, Kurokawa Haibe, lost in battle to the water user, Ushio, and was unable to recover. This marked the end of our clan's centuries-long history. Okay, so the Fire Clan itself just is gone. And now, I'm assuming this is the urn from her mother she's carrying. It seems Kikuno-san left a parting letter in her room to my dear daughter. When I found out that you survived and were living your life out there in the world, I felt very happy, but at the same time I also felt a pang of jealousy. Ever since I was taken into the Kurokawa family as a child, I never once had the chance to visit the outside world. If you could grant me this one last wish, I shall have no regrets. I wish you a pleasant journey, Mother. Man, this is a gorgeous scene too. She lets her out for the wind and river to take her away. We're truly very sorry for all the trouble we've caused you. I know it's not exactly my place to say this, says Aichi, but you're now free. I hope we can see each other again, One-chan. She looks down at her. Oh, I almost forgot. Please do invite me to the wedding if you end up marrying each other. But well, I suppose marriage is still a long way off. After all, looks like you haven't even held hands yet, have you? And then she's getting embarrassed. Kikuno-san's burns should have killed her on the spot, even if it only temporarily saved her. A medicine that could keep her alive for half a day after that is still something. Geto-kun? You were really into your detective role back there. Have you considered making that your main profession? Nah, I don't think it suits me. I actually had very strong doubts about whether or not I should reveal the truth. After all, Kikuno-san was only trying to protect Ushio. In the end, what pushed me to do so was that I couldn't bear to stand by and watch while Ushio was getting blamed for a crime she didn't do. She looks back at him. Aren't you taking my side too strongly in this? You should know I'm always very much ready to stab you in the back. I do know that, but a promise is a promise. I swore that this time I would be your ally. She gets all embarrassed and squirts him with water. What? Stop! Why are you... What? Can you tell me more about this promise, please? Says Kinosaki. Oh, sure, the other day. Hikaru-sama, please stop disclosing your customer's personal information. And now we have the planner. Yes, you can, the businessman's planner. So, when are you free? Free? For the coming days. My schedule is open tomorrow and 3 days from now. What are we talking about? Kinosaki's face, so cute. And actually, I know it might be uncomfortable for her, so it's obviously I'm not trying to say if she doesn't like it, that she should keep it around or whatever. But honestly, I don't really I think that the dermatitis that Ushio has, it just adds extra spice to the character. It adds a little bit more to the design, and I kind of like it, you know? I think with it, I even think she's just as pretty, if not prettier, as when it's being treated. My schedule's open tomorrow and 3 days from now. What are we talking about? It's really quite unreasonable, but you did help me out, so I'm giving you a special chance to go on a date with me. And then she always pays her dues. Such a cute panel. And page, really. I love it. Adorable. So I guess maybe the date will be next chapter. Maybe even 2 chapters. We could get 2 chapters out of it. And then we start doing our typical our typical pivot, our typical transition into another new arc. Man, this was maybe my favorite arc yet. This was really, really, really good. Like, in some ways you could argue it's anticlimactic that she just took out the main villain, but I think having it be Ushio that wins the fight and not her just having to be bailed out by Geto is huge. I think that is a huge good thing. I love that. I love that she got to have that moment and it wasn't just her being, like I said, bailed out, protected. I think that was good. I think that I can forgive it not being some big cool hype fight, because just the moment of him busting out all this power, he's been hyped up, just burning people. We then have her like just one shot him. It's not a really intricate fight, but it's a really hype moment for her. And also, I like that we get the explanation of these guys were all talk, really. Like, they were strong to a certain degree, sure, but really they were all talk. They were not putting in the work. They were not going out there doing jobs. They were not keeping up with their training properly. They were not growing and adapting to the world of specialists that's out there like the top 5 families are, like Ushio has been. They weren't doing all this. And I would love to see more. Haichi screams the kind of character that's going to return or recur in the future. We've had so many of these characters where they show up for a little bit and then they come back in another arc and they're like even more important. Like Haichi like screams that kind of character with the way we left off here. But yeah, I'm excited to see the date because, like I said, Ushio to me might, like, before when I was like talking about my favorite characters and everything, maybe I'll do a character ranking at chapter 100 like as a special thing since we're getting so close to 100. But it's like, before I was like, I love like almost all of these characters to varying degrees, but Kinosaki and Geto are my 2 favorite characters, and it's not even particularly close. As much as I love the rest, these 2 are like way above. And I think as much as I simp for and love Kinosaki, I think I was like, Geto is my favorite character, and still those 2 are up there. But I actually, unironically now, I mean, she's been in 3 arcs, so I guess she's really been putting in the screen time for Marriagetoxin. Ushio, I think, is kind of up there with the main 2 for me. Ushio's kind of up there. I love Ushio. So yeah, I'm excited to see this date. I'm excited to get a little bit more into her character in a not like specialist fighting kind of role, but just a everyday kind of role. Get a little date, you know, chapter or 2 with her, and then after that we have the exciting concept of transitioning into our next arc. Which characters might return? Which new characters might we get? How's the world going to keep evolving from here? Because I like that we've been having this build evolving the world. We're almost at 100 chapters, which is a big milestone for a manga, especially this is Jump Plus, not mainline Jump, but even then for a Jump manga. So I think, you know, I'm excited. I'm very excited to read these next few. So yeah, I guess maybe 98 is the date. 99 might like finish the date off and then start our transition, and then 100 might be this big celebration where we have past characters come back. It might be like a big milestone celebration chapter, or it could be a big huge thing where something crazy happens and that brings us into whatever the next arc is going to be. Maybe the next arc is going to be something really important and central to the main central plot instead of its own little side thing. But yeah, it was a good chapter. I'm excited to read more. Thank you for watching. Like if you did like the video, comment down there to tell me what you thought of this week's chapter, my thoughts and reaction. Subscribe for more marriage talks and much, much more on the channel. Follow on Twitter if you want. If you want a link to the Discord server, it is free and open for anyone. All you've got to do is ask and I can give you a link. If you would like to help support the channel by dropping a super thanks, that is appreciated. But if you would like to not only support the channel, not only help me to continue to make videos, but also get your name at the end of every video, get One Piece videos a little bit early, get a little something yourself, then you can hit join down below to become a member. Go to patreon.com/Haku of the Tubes, or a link will be in the description to become a patron. Thank you so much to people who are already patrons and channel members. Thank you to Chosen Regular, Evan Hawley, Magical Girls, FR Nono, Abyss Knight, JA, The D-Band, and Irony. Sheraton Students, David Langstaff and Folded Ghoul, Slayer Candidates, SG and Stan Cedar, and Pure Element Pateorialo. Thank you so much for your support. Thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you all next time.